All right, so hi. It has officially been 30 days, or well, a little bit over a month actually now, since I made the big decision to move all the way from Jacksonville, Florida to Bangkok, Thailand. And I wanted to address probably my most frequently asked question outside of the apartment tour, which wait on that because I'm actually collaborating with someone. So I'll give you a tour of my place officially. But yeah, the other frequently asked question is, what is my cost of living like here? And I wanted to wait until I've officially lived at least 30 days here. And I also did some research and everything to calculate averages for the different expenses ranging from rent to utilities and Wi-Fi, water, phone bill, all that. And I'll also go into how I drastically reduced some of the costs that were previously kind of expensive back in the States for me. So let's go. So first off, let's get into rents. Like everyone is always asking me how much am I paying for my loft here in Bangkok. This is $740 and it is 45 square meters and I absolutely adore it. It was really nice. This was like the first place. It was like love at first sight for me when my leasing agents showed me this place and everything. And so I bought it. And yeah, I used the Wise app to transfer my money over and convert my USD into baht in order to send to my agent. And you can actually get apartments for much less. And that's because of the cost of living here. So it's actually not uncommon for a salary here to be around $1,000 a month USD. And so it makes sense for there to be apartments that are around 250 or $300. Now, are they super luxurious and everything? No, it's still you'll still be safe and everything, but it may be smaller, maybe much smaller. But honestly, if you're a single person and you really don't need to spend a lot, like you don't need like a whole lot of space. So yeah. For me, I knew that I kind of wanted like the Sex in the City life. Like I kind of like just having like this like really like nice like loft and everything. And it's not too expensive. I calculated, like my budget and everything, what I was like willing to spend, and I was like, yeah, this is pretty good. But you can definitely get apartments that are also very nice for $500. And the good thing about being here in Thailand is that you can negotiate the rates. So like back in the States, if you see a place that's $1,500 a month or $2,000 a month, that's it. That's all it's gonna be. But here, you could definitely negotiate this. This was I believe 30,000. Got it down to 25,000. So I was really happy about it. I really really like this place. If you are looking for places that are much less expensive, then I would be looking at maybe outside of the city center, going into the outskirts. Like there are definitely some like neighborhoods. I'll list them here because I most like cannot pronounce them. Where I've seen apartments be really really affordable and super cheap. So yeah. All right, next let's get into the utilities. So my electric bill was $11, which is really really cheap. The average like electric bill is around $30 to $32, so it was super super cheap. Mind you, I did move to Bangkok January 11th and I paid it January 30th. I paid the electric bill on that date. So yeah, my electric bill was $11 and I went to 7-Eleven. um Basically like how I paid my electric bill was I went downstairs to the jurisdictor, who basically kind of think of her as like the property manager or like the people who handle like all the administrative like duties like down here at these condominiums. I asked her, I was like, okay, I want to check my mail, blah blah blah, and I saw there was an electric bill, so I was like, okay, cool. Took that to 7-Eleven. There's a QR code, and they scan it, and you just pay. Actually, an app. I'll put it on the screen, the name of it, and that app it monitored like your electric usage actually. So I thought that was like pretty clutch. Yeah. The next thing I want to get into is my water bill. So the average water bill costs $3. It's super super affordable and super cheap. Next is the internet. So for me, when I moved in, I had my first month free and I just had to pay the installation fee. And my leasing agent, like he really hooked me up. He set me up with all that stuff. So he was like, okay, like we'll have the Wi-Fi people, we'll have the people come to install your internet on Monday. And what's used is and what we use is True. So here in Bangkok, you'll either get AIS or True internet oftentimes for both your internet and your phone bill. And the installation cost for me was, I believe, maybe a little around 500 baht. I'll of course put the conversions up as I go. But yeah, so I just had to pay the installation fee, but my first month rent was free. And then it also came with a SIM card, which I'm using for my phone right now, which is mad cool. So, and there's actually like credits that were put onto that. So that was really nice. And I did pay to top up my balance. And all I had to do was just download the app, register an account with my Thai number that I got with the SIM card that came with the internet. And I was able to just top up my balance and everything and just get like more gigs of data because I go through data like it's nothing. But yeah, my phone bill was $10. So I was like, yeah, this is nice. So, so that was for my Thai number, right? So that's what I use mainly for coverage here is True. So that was $10. Now, before I moved from the United States back home, I had T-Mobile, and I've been a loyal T-Mobile customer for years. But it's super expensive having T-Mobile when you're traveling, because I had to get 30-day passes often for internet and data and stuff like that, and it was $50 at a time, and I would go through 15 gigs of data in like 2 weeks, so then I don't have to buy another one. And so that if I had stayed with them, my phone bill would have been like well over $100, 150 or something like per month. And so I left T-Mobile and I switched to Tello. There's also like Mint Mobile or whatever, but basically the strategy is find like a pay as you go phone service like Tello, and I just pay for the unlimited text and everything like that, so I can still keep my US number, and that helps with like MFA and accessing my different banking apps and all the other kind of stuff. So I'm able to keep my US number, and I'm paying $5 a month. So $5 a month to keep my US number, and $10 a month for using True out here. And so my total phone bill cost is $15 a month. And so I'm like, yes, I'm a happy woman. Yeah, that definitely helped reduce costs a lot for me out here. So, yes. Next, let's get into the food. Okay, so I'm definitely a foodie. I thought when I moved to Thailand that I was going to be someone who ate street food every day. And I'm going to let you know I've only had street food twice in the month that I've been here. I oftentimes do eat at sit down restaurants. It doesn't have to be like fancy or anything like that, but just as simple as like a local like Thai restaurant. Like I'll sit there and eat, or I'll go to like I do get international food. I thought I was gonna get international food, but there's like Bangladeshi food, there's Ethiopian food, there's Jamaican food, and it's also good. So I was like, oh, I was like, okay. But I do not get takeout, and I don't really eat junk food. I try to stay away from that kind of stuff. But yeah, my budget for food is around $350 a month. Now it could go down to like maybe $300 or $250 a month if you just eat street food. But I like the adventure of just waking up and being like, huh, like where do I want to go like eat today, you know? I often use like the Guide Michelin app to give me recommendations on like I guess like Michelin recommended like restaurants and everything. Not like Michelin rated as far as like oh like super like high end like upscale like restaurants, but just good quality food that you can, and there's so many of them like here in Bangkok. So that app is just clutch. Like I'll go to one of my favorite restaurants is like I think it's like Khao Soi or something, and I get Khao Soi there because I tried Khao Soi when I was in Chiang Mai, and I fell in love with it, and I came back to the States and I was just like missing it. And so now that I live in Thailand, yeah, I definitely go to that restaurant. All right. Next is an essential for me is a VPN. So I use a VPN all the time. I am not sponsored, by the way, but I do use NordVPN. I think just because it was just there, like I didn't really care. I've used Proton VPN; they're all good, but I use NordVPN and I pay $11 a month. So there's that. All right, so next let's get into transportation. So my main method of transportation is using motorbike via Grab app. So I'm always on like the motorbikes and everything. They're really, really like cost effective. You often get like the cheapest prices when you book a motorbike, and it's just super fun. I like traveling in that way. I haven't taken the BTS or the MRT yet, which are like the main like stations here, but I use the Grab app, which is similar to which it's basically Asia's Uber or Lyft. And so my average ride actually costs $1.38 exactly. And like I said, I live around 10 minutes from like the heart of Bangkok and everything like that. So honestly, like getting around has actually, it's really super cheap. It's only more costly. It only gets a little bit more expensive um, when I am going to the airport, which is a longer distance and it will cost at best $8 or $9. So yeah, that's the cool part. So my budget for transportation is around $80 a month if I don't go crazy and go out every single day. So yeah, that's my budget for $80. I think that's a good budget to aim for. I've seen people get their budget as low as $60. And I have to say, like, it is so much, it's so much more affordable and convenient to like travel out here as opposed to like back in Jacksonville. For instance, like in Jacksonville, if I wanted to go from like downtown Jacks to the beach, it would cost like $30 or something. That same distance here, $1. Like I'm not even exaggerating, $1, maybe $2. So it's like it's a crazy difference, and I'm so here for it. So yeah. Next is beauty. So this is definitely obviously a very feminine thing, but I do get lash extensions out here. Actually, I never got lash extensions like ever in my life until I moved to Thailand, or well, since I visited Asia, because the first time I got it done was in Vietnam. And in Vietnam, the lash extensions were like $20. Here, it's around I think $35, something like that. So I get lash extensions, and I also get like my nails done and a pedicure. And so altogether, my budget for that is actually $88. So super, super cheap. Back in Jacksonville, if I wanted to get like my nails done like this with like a little design, that's $100. So also that is a great drastic decrease in, spending. So yeah. Okay, so one last thing that I will add that I was thinking about not adding, but I think I will, is entertainment. So I do like to go to like sky lounges and get a cocktail here and there. And I believe that I will try to only do this like maybe twice a month. I'll try to only go out maybe like 2 weekends a month. My budget for that is around $50. And the average cocktail here in Bangkok, I want to say, is around 350 bahts. In other places, like in Phi Islands, which is where I just was, like the average cocktail was maybe 200, 250 baht. Super, super affordable. Same in Phuket. So yeah, that is it. Yeah. All right. So now let's calculate all of my expenses for the month. And the total is my average cost of living here in Thailand is $1,382. That is so cheap compared to so for those so yeah, just to kind of put things into like perspective on how I feel about it. I was really torn between actually moving to Dallas, Texas and Bangkok, Thailand, two very different places. But yeah, I was really open to moving to Texas. And I was actually in talks with like an apartment hunter. And the studios that I was like looking at, in the studio that I was like looking into getting was around $1,500 a month. And it was for a not so great view as opposed to here, where literally my whole cost of living here in Thailand equates to still under what I was going to pay for just the studio alone in Texas. So I'm more than excited and happy about everything, and I'm able to save. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you found it helpful, and I will see you guys next time. All right, you guys. Oh, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below any questions that you do have, and I will try to get back to you or make a video subsequently about it. So yeah, you guys have a great day. Bye.